Hi, we are live here on SCW AEW predictions for Double or Nothing 2021. I'm not on my own for the show. I'm going to be joined by Mekz WrestleManiac in a couple of seconds' time. But just before we go into the predictions, just say you can get yourselves involved. Leave your predictions. We'll give you a shout out as well. But try and talk about the matches that we're talking about at the same time. That way we can keep it relevant as well. But just in case you don't know the matches for what's happening this Sunday, let's quickly go through them. So there's a lot to dissect there. 9 matches going to be talking about for you. But without further ado, let's get our guest in today from WrestleManiac UK. It's none other than Mekz. Mekz, how are you doing, my man?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for calling me up, Steve, to talk about Double or Nothing. Looking forward to this show today.
Yeah, no, looking forward to dissecting with you. Like I said, we've got 9 matches to dive into as well. And your comments all in the comment section is worth getting involved as well. Want to hear from you. We've got Renegade Brian says, yo, SCW, yo to you as well. Thanks for checking out the stream. And Jonesy Chats Wrestling in-house, just come off the Raw review with him. Good evening, lads. Excited for this, as are we, my friend. And yeah, what are your thoughts this Sunday? What matches are you most looking forward to?
It's got to be the Stadium Stampede match, the pure anarchy that was last time. I think this is going to be really good. And, you know, AEW are definitely ones to make something feel different, unlike that other show that we all tend to watch on Monday nights. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes new of the Stadium Stampede match.
Absolutely. I'm exactly the same. I feel very pumped for this match. I'm looking forward to and 1 or 2 matches more on the card as well, particularly the Women's Championship match. I want to see Dr. Britt Baker. Spoiler alert, I want to see her win the championship. I really hope that does happen at Double or Nothing. But yeah, we'll be diving match by match. And like I say, everyone can get involved. But West Coast Podcast in the chat room there. Good morning, lads. Good morning to you, Zax. Hope you are doing well, my man. So without further ado, let's get into what our first match we're going to discuss then. It's going to be for the TNT Championship. As you can see there, that is Miro against Lance Archer there. And yeah, for the TNT Championship, of course, Miro not long winning the championship there. And of course, Lance Archer throwing his name in quite quickly into the hat. Miro turning around and saying that if Jake Roberts wants to get anywhere near him, there's no yoga that can save him. And with Lance Archer, yes, everybody dies. I'm just going to make sure that you die first. So those are pretty much what we're going to here. It's going to be big, meaty men doing big, meaty things. Mekz, give us your thoughts on this one. How do you see this one playing out?
It's very weird that, you know, Lance Archer, such a big name relatively to the mid-card anyway, is going to go after Miro so soon after Miro winning this. I can't help but think, is this going to be a title change? I'll do the safe thing and stick with Miro, but I would not be surprised if Lance Archer beats Miro here. It is a bit of a weird comparison. Lance Archer, I don't think he deserves another big, you know, high-profile loss again for this same title, but I'll stick with Miro to retain.
It feels like the safe prediction there, doesn't it? Because like you said there, I mean, Miro at this point, he's undefeated in AEW. And this time last year at Double or Nothing, Lance Archer was the one going in for the TNT Championship, going through that tournament, was the one that was undefeated and lost to Cody. And like you say, every high-profile match that Lance Archer has since, he's always come out on the short end, doesn't he? He's always the one that's losing there. So it feels safe to feel that Miro would be the one picking up the victory there. But like you say, would it be a big shock then if Miro was to only hold that championship for such a short time? It feels that in AEW, championships don't seem to change hands so quickly. Would this be the biggest surprise of the year?
It would be a massive surprise if Lance, and that's why I half think that Lance Archer has a real chance here, because of, again, the high profile losses, and yeah, we wouldn't expect it. So I wouldn't be so surprised if it happens, even though, yes, it is something surprising to do.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. But I think, personally, as you said, Miro's a safe option. I'm going for Miro to retain as well. And we're going to the chat room. Some people giving their predictions as well. Jonesy says Miro has to retain surely. Well, he's on the side of us there. And we've got Renegade Ryan saying that Miro still champ. Kip Sabian comes out and attacks him afterwards. How would you feel about that if Kip Sabian was to go into a program with Miro after this?
Yeah, I think they could afford to do that because that could be something that will boost the profile, I think, of Kip Sabian a bit. He's been doing some good work, but I think he's just coming off the back of an injury. And, you know, him and Miro have some unfinished business. So that could be a feud that eventually Miro could overcome. But the question really is, where does Lance Archer go from here if he loses again? Like, are we really taking him seriously?
That's a very good question. Could you answer it for us? Where does he go next?
I have no idea because I don't think he should lose or necessarily be in this position to be losing like this anyway. So I'll be very disappointed if he loses, and yeah, it'll be a bit of a shock, to be honest. I don't know where he would go next.
Probably back to Dark Elevation for about a month, 2 months, build up the winning streak and come back for the next pay-per-view ready for that championship match, isn't it? It's usually seems to be the method.
Yeah,
Classic AEW there. We've got to get them back up that ranking somehow. Do you know what I mean? So, Renegade Ryan as well. They're saying Lance goes after AEW title and wins. Well, then that would be a big one there. And, of course, we'll be discussing the AEW Championship later on. But let's go to another match then, shall we then? As we can see, then that is Hangman Adam Page there against Brian Cage. Page versus Cage. Goodness, it rhymes, doesn't it? And yeah, I mean, the thing is with this one, Hangman Adam Page was the one that was number one in the rankings for a very long time. I think many of us thought that he was going to be going against Kenny Omega at this event. But of course, then came that match where he had Brian Cage, the opener of a Dynamite. He was attacked from behind, and Brian Cage ultimately picked up the victory on Dynamite, leading to these two having a rematch here. How do you see this one playing out?
I think my choice is Adam Page gets the win here. I'm not sure how he's going to overcome Cage, because Cage beat him. It wasn't a squash, but it was pretty decisive when Cage beat him a couple of weeks back. But one little thing I think they should have added to this match is putting that FCW Championship on the line. And I mean, for those of you that are familiar with my channel, I've talked a lot of bad stuff about that championship. I hate it being around and being, not recognized. But he might as well fight the guy for the championship. For his little championship anyway. And yeah, I think obviously we know the long-term plan is probably for Page to circle around to Kenny Omega at some point. So probably want to keep him strong, a nice high profile win here at Double or Nothing, and keep him in and around those top rankings. And this might, kind of touch back on Cage's little story he had going on a couple of weeks ago out of Revolution, of maybe tearing apart from Taz's faction and stuff. So this will be a good match in terms of in-ring ability and stuff. I'm looking forward to it, definitely.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think you made a fantastic point there, especially talking about Team Taz there. The idea of course, there has been dissension. Of course, Ricky Starks now is the one that's injured, so I don't know if that delays proceedings with that. But of course, if Cage was to suffer a loss here, does that mean that they'll probably turn on Cage after this? That could be the fallout on this week on Dynamite. You mentioned, though, the FTW Championship there. You make a great point with that. I understand. Why isn't it on the line? Wins and losses matter, but that championship certainly doesn't, does it? That's the way we probably have to look at that. No, I mean, seriously, I think the same as you here. I think they've been using Adam Page in recent pay-per-views as being that guy that seems to beat those sort of mid-carders. We're trying to build momentum for Adam Page so that he finally, when he does go back for that championship, it feels like he'll be the ready-made contender to actually go and win it. So I'm with you. I think Hangman Adam Page is going to be the one that picks up the victory here. And I think this is a possible shout for the opener of the card here. I wouldn't be surprised if this one was to kick off the show. Would you feel the same?
Yeah, they're possible. I mean, the TNT one was a good shout as well. But I think this, they're having a sold out crowd. So they go live, they hit the Hangman music, which everybody loves. They hit the pyro. Yeah, I think this is a great contender to start now that I think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, as always, hold my beer. That's what Hangman does when he comes out. Even Ricky got a bit of a taste of it, didn't he, last week on Dynamite? But West Coast Pop here saying that 90 men will run in and set up a multi-tag for Dynamite. Zach's, of course, clearly mentioned with the Dark Order there. And I think it's a fantastic point. The Dark Order do seem to be getting involved a lot in this sort of rivalry. What would you like to see them be involved here? Or do you want to keep this a clean one-on-one match this Sunday?
I think AEW will keep it a clean one-on-one. We don't often see run-ins and stuff like that, especially in high-profile matches. So, yeah, if they do run in, it probably will be to stop someone in Team Taz maybe getting involved and not actually getting involved in the actual match itself. I think they'll keep it clean.
I think that's a fantastic shout there. I think you could be bang on the money there. Is there anything you'd like to talk about before we go to the next match?
I mean, I would like to see Brian Cage actually leave Team Taz and really do something. I think, it's been about he came in just before the first Double or Nothing, if I'm correct, because he had their match with Moxley for the championship. I think he was one of Moxley's first defenses. And he hasn't really done anything, in general in AEW. And the guy is a massive man. We've seen him in Impact. We've seen him in Lucha Underground, Let's get Cage doing something. Yes, he might lose at the pay-per-view, but let's get him doing something after that.
Yeah, I think that you bang on the money there because Cage is an impressive athlete. Like to see him do something more than what he's doing. I always thought, I mean, I want Samoa Joe to go to Impact Wrestling, but let's say Joe was to come and be a part of Team Taz. You kick Cage out of there. Cage goes on a monster face run after that. You can have Cage versus Joe. I think that would be quite cool. And you mentioned last year then, it's actually just mentioned in the comments below there about Brian Cage's debut. Yes, it was actually last year at Double or Nothing. He won that Casino ladder match. That's where he came in, of course. Then I believe it was like one of those Fighter Fest Fight for the Fall, and one of those two were where Cage actually got his championship match, and that's where the momentum stopped from there. But hopefully it will come back at some point. But of course, Renegade Ryan, he is adamant that that Brian Cage will win this match, and I hope for you that you are correct. But we are going on the other side of the fence. We do believe that Hangman Page will continue his momentum. But let's go to our next match then. And we're going to be talking about Anthony Ogogo representing the UK for us against Cody. It's almost been like a flag match environment here, but it's the knockout punch against, for one night only, the American Dream. What have been your thoughts going into this program, and are you excited for this match?
Well, I can say going into this, I just didn't care. I just didn't care at all. I was thinking, oh, whatever, what is this? Anthony Ogogo had obviously said a couple loose lines, I would say, about America. Nothing really, piercing. And then we saw Cody's whole rah-rah speech about America, putting on his little Hulk Hogan / John Cena hat and everything, and really putting America over. And I feel like, well, yeah, Anthony Ogogo dissed America, but it wasn't anything that deserved this whole speech. But since then, I think we've all seen Anthony Ogogo on the socials, especially. He has tore into America. He's tore into Cody, and he's almost the face in this whole situation now. Nobody, I don't think, wants Cody to win. However, Cody is the American Dream for one night only. And, with his father's moniker, I find it very hard to see how he's going to lose this match, or how the whole imagery of the American Dream loses to Britain. So I am very conflicted. I think the right thing to do is to put over Ogogo. I do think if Ogogo beats someone as big as Cody right now, where does he go from here? Like, because that's a pretty big statement. I think I'll go with Cody. They can probably do, trade some wins and losses down the line. So yeah, I think Cody, as the American Dream, just has to win on the night.
Yeah, I think you make a great point there. I mean, him winning on the night seems to make a lot of sense there. It'd be interesting to see what the dynamic's going to play out. Like you said, the American Dream, I would have liked to have seen it come if Cody was to go back for the championship. I feel like we're a relative newcomer here. It doesn't feel like the right opportunity for me to bring that American Dream thing back, but maybe this could have been a flag match. Who knows? We've seen the flag involved a lot. Would be interesting. I think you're right, though. I think Ogogo, it's so great he gets this opportunity on Double or Nothing. Let's not take anything away from him. What a great opportunity against, one of the main names of AEW. Ogogo has got a big shout here. It's great to see, but I think Cody is going over. But one thing I want to talk about, something you were on the channel last time, is Ogogo's knockout punch. You said previously that you wasn't such a big fan of this, and I agreed with your point of what they should do as an instead. I was wondering if you could remind people if they didn't see the last time we were on the channel, because I think it's a great point that could be used here going forward for Anthony Ogogo.
Yeah, so I just think the gut punch shouldn't just knock them out, because it's not going to make you pass out. It's not going to lead to a 3 count, in my opinion. So maybe if they're going to do the gut punch, it should be something like they vomit and throw up and stuff, and then it leads to like a knockout punch in the face. Or maybe if he does the gut punch, it should lead to the referee doing a 10 count to count them up, because if they're lying on the canvas and they can't get up, then that's how they should win. 10 count is obviously longer than a 3 count, puts Ogogo over more, in my opinion. And yeah, I just think that the gut punch as a finisher, it's like a signature. There's just a bit more. Something needs to happen to really put it over, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the idea of the 10 count because, like you said, it's almost reminds me of King Kong Bundy back in the day. We used to pin superstars and demanded a 5 count. It's kind of that thing of like, I can beat you for free, but why beat you for free when I can just knock you down for 10? It feels like a fantastic idea, though. I absolutely love that idea. We're going to go to the comment section quickly because a number of comments are flying in for us right now. We've got the Bird and the Villain there. Hi, guys. How you doing? Thanks for checking out the streams. There's great stuff. Keep up the great work. We've got Renegade Ryan as well saying that Ogogo is his prediction for this show. West Coast Popcast saying that this will be a decent pre-show match. Now, could you see this being put on the kickoff, or do you think that actually this will actually be on the main show?
Cody on the kickoff? Who said that? No chance. Cody. Cody loves himself. Not a chance. Not a chance.
I'd be surprised if it's not the semi-main event, wouldn't you? But
Exactly.
Seriously though, I think this screams to me third match of the card. I think that's a nice place to it because Ogogo gets on strong. He's not like in a sleeper match of the area, and I think that would be a nice place for it to go. It's not too high profile as well. It does exactly what it needs to do. But some praise for your idea there about the gut punch there from the Bird and the Villain there, and I think that again makes you are bang on the money. Renegade Ryan does like the gut punch, and we do like it as well. Just want to give it just that bit more emphasis. I think just that little bit more, just to make it feel even more special than it already does. And Jonesy Chats Wrestling says Ogogo has to win. It's amazing WWE missed out on signing for him. Do you think that WWE missed a trick here by not signing him?
You know what, WWE, they're used to getting this kind of guy that's come from, you know, high level sports from another thing, and I just think that in recent years they haven't really made much of those kind of characters. We still get guys coming in from MMA and stuff like that. I think he's in a good place. Let this mold of wrestler go to somewhere new and let them try do something with him. I think he's in good hands in AEW. He's been there for, you know, since the inception of AEW, training. It's only now we're seeing him. So I'm happy where he is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm enjoying the idea of the factory as well. It feels like all these up-and-comers are getting an opportunity to break out as stars in their own right. So it's really good job of what they're doing, putting together. Do you see the factory being a part of this match, or perhaps even Arn Anderson?
Sorry, do you see Arn Anderson or perhaps even the factory playing a part in the result of this match? If Ogogo's to win, maybe the factory, because obviously Cody has kind of dispatched of all of them himself already. So maybe they can come in, cause some distractions and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind seeing a little face-off between Ogogo and Arn Anderson, because Arn loves a fight. So I think that could be pretty interesting. But yeah, I think there will be some type of shenanigans if Ogogo is gonna get the win. I don't think he beats Cody clean.
No. And just to say, we've got another comments coming in from West Coast Podcast that's saying that it's just not invested. But yes, Cody loves Cody. So you're bang on the money, Mekz, there. But just to finish off then with a final prediction then, Cody or Ogogo?
I thought I was going to slide through and then you would miss it. I'll go with Ogogo. I think Cody was right. Yeah.
I think Cody's going to do the wrong thing. I think Cody goes over, but I'm going to be honest with you. I want Ogogo to win. I think the heat as well. If he was to do the American Dream thing and Ogogo wins, the heat idea of that is a heat magnet. You could really put him over doing so, but I can't look past Cody winning this match, sadly. But DWE saying, let's go indeed. Cheers for joining the stream. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're going to go on to our next match on the card. Then let's get one of the big hitters, shall we, as our next match.
Let's go.
The AEW Tag Team Championships, the Young Bucks, the heels, the Young Bucks, taking on Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. One of the matches I'm most looking forward to on the show. This has been built up really well, in my opinion, with the Young Bucks turning heel. And we've seen multiple attacks on Jon Moxley. Of course, Moxley and Kingston have been very close since the infamous Sparkler Gate, if you want, at Revolution. But, I mean, of course, putting that aside, I'm really enjoying the chemistry of these two. They've attacked the Elite Bus. We've got to a point where now they've climbed up the rankings as well. Multiple wins on Dark and Elevation. They won against the Acclaimed this past week in what was possibly my favorite Max Carter rap I've ever heard him do. And especially love the fact that Bowen got a good clean shot to the mouth as well when he went to say AEW. It was probably one of my favorite moments of Dynamite last week. This match really, I think, can go either way. I'm really excited for this match. One of the big matches on the show, in my opinion. But Mekz, I need to get a prediction from you, my man. What's your feelings of the match, and how do you see it going?
I mean, there's got to be a title change somewhere on the card, hasn't there? And I think this is potentially it. Now, obviously, the Bucks have changed to heels in recent, like maybe the last month or so. Before that, I can't really say a lot positive of their run as tag team champion. They had a fantastic match against Pac and Phoenix. More time when we see the Bucks, they're brilliant in the ring. It's hard to pick out those really special matches. But apart for the whole run, it hasn't been great, I don't think. And Mox and Kingston are just so loved by the crowd, by everyone. They're gonna play that song, maybe get the win, hold the titles above their head, all of that kind of stuff. So I can't help but think that Mox and Kingston get the win here.
I hate to be a parrot, but I kind of got the same vibe. I really do feel like that Moxley and Kingston, if one belt's going to change hands here, this feels like it's the right championship to do so. The Young Bucks don't necessarily need the championships. It'd be great to put over, Moxley and Kingston, like you said, have that big feel. What's your thoughts of Wild Thing? Of course, that's been recently brought in there as their new theme song.
If it's their theme song, then fine. I'm not a fan of it, but if it's the tag team theme song, then cool. But I actually have grown to love Moxley's theme tune when he walks into the arena, and it's like it is chaos. Like it's got that kind of, not obviously Steve Austin levels, but it's it's in and around that kind of chaos, and something mad is about to happen because Moxley's here. So I do miss that already. But yeah, if Wild Thing is going to be the tag team's song, then fine.
Yeah, I think you're bang on the money, personally. I prefer Moxley's solo theme song for his work, but if they're going to do this, or I know they did a sort of a combined version last week. It was kind of like a more remixed version of Wild Thing. Perhaps instead of the traditional one they did last week in Dynamite.
It was different.
Maybe that could be an idea of maybe where they can grow that, and maybe that'll warm to us over time. But Renegade Ryan says that he actually says that he's not really a big fan of Wild Thing, but DWE is. He says Wild Thing is the perfect theme. We need more lyrical themes in wrestling, and of course, it's becoming a common theme in AEW. Of course, Jungle Boy as well with his theme, also a classic 80s vibe. A lot of people are really getting involved when he comes to the ring. So no, it's really cool to see. Just a couple more comments from previous matches. Sorry, just quickly before we go to another one. We've got Ogogo from DWE, and the violent crowd are winning for Renegade Ryan. But sorry, Mekz, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No problem. I was just gonna say, I think they've learned from Judas and the success of Judas, and that's why they, changed Jungle Boy's theme. That they've changed Moxley's theme as well, because the sing along aspect of it is obviously, and like we saying, crowds are coming back. They're gonna have a sold out arena on Sunday night. So this is all part of making or bringing the spectacle back to AEW.
Yeah, I think you're bang on the money, and I think the same thing there for you. And just to say, what are your thoughts then? Full house for Double or Nothing. Of course, it's the first time we're going to see a full house for any wrestling show for a very long time. I'm pumped for it. Are you as excited as I am?
I'm excited from this fan aspect of it, and watching it on TV and giving it that extra oomph in the crowd. I am still slightly kind of worried from a health point of view, and thinking, well, I hope they take all the right precautions and stuff like that, which I'm sure they will. But yeah, I hope I'm just the only worried one in there, and everyone goes there and has a great time, and we have a great show.
Absolutely, I agree with those sentiments. If you are going, then do stay safe, and I hope everyone passes their tests. Hope everything goes without a hitch. And of course, if that is the case, then we know after that hopefully shows like that can become more of the norm once again. That's what we would like to see. Exactly. Multiple comments come flying in once again. Then, so we've got West Coast Pop here saying that Mox and Eddie will win because Tony brought to the version from the movie Major League, so he gets the crowd to sing like it's the end of that movie. I think that's a perfect point there. Like you said, that's the connection with the song to the crowd. That's spectacle once again there, and of course Jungle Boy's new theme, of course DW asking that, Tarzan Boy is the one there. Classic 80s tune is Jungle Boy's theme, and if you haven't heard it, go and check it out on Spotify or something now, or one of your favorite music platforms that you listen to. Maybe I should say that rather than one out there for you, but but also Orange Cassidy has Where Is My Mind as well, which exactly is another one of those that's coming. I'm actually a really big fan of that music change as well. I love Orange Cassidy's new song. We'll be talking more about Orange Cassidy as we go later into the stream. But are you ready for the next match, Mekz?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do another tag team match, shall we? That's right, Sting and Darby Allin. It doesn't look like he's looking forward to this one, Mekz. Against Ethan Page, all ego, Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. This one is, what we're going to take from this, let's take the real positives here. I'm so pleased that Ethan Page is getting time on Dynamite. What I'm not really such a fan of is the idea of him and Scorpio Sky as a tag team, because Ethan Page was someone that was part of the North in Impact Wrestling not so long ago. One of the best tag teams in the world, in my opinion, with Josh Alexander. Scorpio Sky came and sort of randomly turned heel before Revolution. I felt there was a lot of potential with that character, that gimmick as a single star, and it feels like they've just been thrown together. But Mekz, what's your feelings? Am I feeling on my own heel? Do you feel the same?
No, you're completely right. Nobody here, wants to see Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page in a tag team. You know, they kind of started this because they weren't getting opportunities at the TNT Championship. And I was always thinking, well, if you guys gang up on Darby and Darby drops the title to one of you, maybe, then you're just going to fight each other afterwards. So why are you friends in the first place? Like, never really made sense. I don't want to see Scorpio Sky in this position. I don't want to see Ethan Page in this position. I haven't really seen a lot of Ethan Page outside of his work. Some work in Evolve, and then obviously his tag team work with Josh Alexander. I think another positive, like you were mentioning, some positives. Another positive is being able to see Sting in an actual match. This is not going to be a cinematic match. This is a in-ring competition. So I think the fact that he's able to give us anything that will resemble a match, I'm happy that, you know, he's well and fit to do so. Let's hope everything goes all right on the night. I think Ethan Page and Sky need the win here. I don't think Darby and Sting take anything from winning here. It only makes those other guys look worse. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Page and Sky for the win.
Wow, nice. That's a good prediction there. And one of the ones here where I think will be on the opposite side of the fence, I see Sting and his son picking up the victory, Darby Allin. I think that these two, just for me personally, I just can't see Sting losing on that first in-ring match. Like you say, it's that spectacle, it's getting the crowd involved, and I just can't see Sting losing on this show. But what I would say is that maybe Sting and Darby Allin, should the Bucks retain, or maybe even if Mox and Kingston win, maybe Sting and Darby go for the Tag Team Championships later on in the year. That could be something that could go down. Would you like to see that as a direction?
It's an idea. I can't say I would like to see it. There's a lot of very talented tag teams in AEW, and you know, we've seen a great tag team of Omega and Page run roughshod on the tag team division for a while. We've seen now Moxley and Kingston kind of entering the fray. If we keep putting together guys, then we're going to neglect the actual tag teams, which I think is a bit of dangerous ground that we don't really want to be doing. So I would like to see them maybe go and try to climb the ladder for the tag team rankings and that. But no, I don't want to see them as champions.
No, that's fair enough. I mean, for me, I like you say the story. I'd like to see the story, evolve and see how it could progress over time. But I mean, there are so many talented tag teams on the AEW roster. Perhaps like Death Triangle, for example. Lucha Bros, that I haven't seen them win the tag team championship. Proud and powerful. There are some incredible tag teams that have not had their time to shine as of yet. And FTL haven't been around that tag team championship scene for a little while as well. So, like you said, there's a number of great teams there that would be kind of interesting to see in that role. But perhaps matches against Sting and Darby Allin could be a way, because Sting then is sort of protected each and every time he goes in the ring. Exactly. Darby Allin can take a lot of the big bumps, and if you want the crazy bumps, depending if they want to build up to it as well, Darby Allin taking a big fly down those stairs up the top of Daly's place, courtesy of Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. And I wasn't aware of the previous history with Page and Darby Allin. And do you think that AEW's done a good job in actually providing us the information of these two, of their previous history?
I mean, they've spoken about it. They haven't shown any kind of video packages or anything, not to my knowledge anyway. But yeah, they've had a series of fantastic matches in Evolve. Hopefully, maybe that's what they can spiral off into, because it looks like Ethan Page is kind of more after Darby and Sky is more after Sting. So maybe if they go to that well again, then we could see something really special on AEW Dynamite.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm now excited for the pay-per-view after you send it. I'm also going to go check out Evolve on the network after this. So that's definitely a couple of things that to look forward to there. But let's go into the other people's predictions. We've got Renegade Brian saying Ethan and Sky are winning, which is a good prediction there. And of course, he also wants to see them as a tag team, which is good to see. I hope that the chemistry, continues. We speak about Evolve. I hope it does evolve, because, I mean, obviously, they've got nothing to do. If they can make the best of the scenario, we've seen so many makeshift tag teams work over the time. And I think Page and Josh Alexander, I believe they did have time in Canada as the North before Impact Wrestling. But for me, my first exposure of them was Ethan Page as a single star in Impact that wasn't quite working with Matt Sydal. And then obviously Josh Alexander came in and they worked this amazing tag team. So yeah, this can work in this sort of environment. So let's see how it will go. And DWE, surely Sting and Darby for the tag titles is in the line. Same thing as you said it. Yeah, well, there you go. And it'd be good to see if it was to go down. We'll have to wait further down the line. But the next question I have to say is that are you ready for the next match, Mekz?
Let's go.
Let's go. I tell you what, let's go for a big one here. the AEW Women's Championship. Hikaru Shida, who's sometimes a bit of a stranger when it comes to AEW these days. Don't see her on TV enough, but someone that's definitely been taking a lot of TV time in 2021 and climbing up the rankings is the Doctor herself, D.M.D, Miss Britt Baker. This feels like the money match, in my opinion. They had a great match, actually, last year in the pandemic. If you remember when they were in the QT Marshall's gym, and of course, that was one of the infamous times that Britt Baker was busted open. I would have liked to see that used more into the storyline going into this, but it hasn't been. But Britt Baker, she says she is the role model. She is the one that's going to take the championship. I hope she does. I'm probably jumping the gun here, giving my prediction first here. But Mekz, what are your thoughts on the program and what are your thoughts on the match? Are we getting a brand new women's champion in AEW?
The program, although they haven't been going at each other per se until a bit later on in the last few weeks, the program has been very amusing to me because I have given a lot of heat towards this whole ranking system. And like you joked earlier on in the show today, Britt Baker has seen that all it takes is you got to go to Dark, get some wins, and all of a sudden you're first. Exactly what Tay Conte did, exactly what Big Swole done earlier on. These ladies, Red Velvet was #1 contender for a while, all through winning on Dark and not actually Dynamite. They have seen, obviously, that's a bit of a hole in the system. Britt Baker has exploited it, being a heel, and has worked her way to #1. I think only one of her wins came on Dynamite. And yeah, she's been saying, okay, well, I'm #2 in the rankings. I'm just gonna go back to Dark and get another win. She knows what she's doing. It's been very entertaining. She is my doctor. She is my dentist. I am backing Britt Baker all the way to become women's champion. The coronation is this Sunday. And I think Shida has done a fantastic job. She has had excellent matches every time she's been asked. They have failed to give her a real feud, some stories behind any of these matches. She's carried this company, the women's division, through a very difficult time. And I think now that crowds are coming back, this is the best thing they can do. Although, yeah, Shida would like to be backed a bit more. Britt Baker is the money. She definitely is the money. Probably one of the big stars, including the men's division right now. I can't wait for Britt Baker to win. Honestly, it's what I'm looking forward to most on the night.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you've hit every point on the nail on the head there. I almost don't even need to talk. That's how much you hit every point perfectly. But I will talk because, it's YouTube. That's what I'm here for, isn't it? So, literally, I think Britt Baker needs to win this match. It's time for a change. But what I would say is Hikaru Shida has held that championship now. She's been a pandemic champion. She's held it since Double or Nothing last year. I'm so pleased that if she does lose the championship this Sunday, that she gets to defend it one time in front of a packed house. She wanted to be champion until that moment. She's going to get that opportunity. So I'm very happy that Hikaru Shida gets that chance to perform in front of a full house at Daly's Place. And like you say, it's just the right time. We need a change of the guard. We need a fresh face. We need a doctor, a role model, a heel to run this company. Someone that's dynamite. No, actually, pun is intended. Yes. She is actually dynamite on the microphone. She can build a program, build a storyline. It is the right time. Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, almost as catchy as RVD. That's how catchy it is. She is getting over big time. And like you say, she's one of the biggest stars in the whole company. The stuff she's done with Shivani and the way she's built her character over the last 12 months, it's time to reward it. She has to be rewarded this Sunday. I can't look past any further than Britt Baker winning the Women's Championship. Mekz, any more you got to say before we go to the comments?
It's all been said, bro. That is it. I think we're very clear. It's a Britt Baker win on Sunday. Anything else, we riot.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. We're literally going to riot. We're going to take the old ECW arena and we're going to bring that style to Daly's Place. And Renegade Ryan saying that Britt Baker is winning. Of course, we're on your side for that. On West Coast Podcast, if this isn't the main event, AEW is daft. I'm learning Brit terms. Brit winning is way more of a moment than either three men in that title match, Zax. Do you know what, Zax? I think you're bang on the money. This is such an important match. And how sad would it be if it's one of the early matches on the card? I think this really needs to be built as a high-profile match that's probably, if not the main event, like one of the top 2 or 3 matches on the card. Would you agree?
100%. Both women deserve it. Literally, both of them deserve it. So, yeah, I agree with that sentiment completely.
Absolutely, indeed. There and DWA saying not AEW related, but breaking news: AEW has been sacked by Raw. Oh wow! Breaking news here on YouTube today. Well, I tell you what, we'll slightly break away just from that for a couple of seconds, just to get some instant reaction from Mekz, and I'll give mine as well.
Gosh, what? He's only been in the job since WrestleMania, hasn't he? After WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I mean, not that the crowd hear him, but I could only think maybe, the review, he hasn't progressed as quickly as they would have liked him to. And the crowd are coming back very soon. And maybe that's all it is. And gosh, that is harsh. Shouldn't have put him on the premiere show like that anyway. 205 Live, let him work his way up. But it's a shame. It's a shame.
Absolutely, it is a shame indeed. And like you say, it's not been there very long. I wasn't the biggest fan, but I thought it was improving. I think a bit more time he would have got there. But like you said, 205 Live, main event, those places would have been best to start. You could have built him up towards that position. But it is what it is there. But no, cheers for the breaking news, DWE, because we're going to go now back to AEW, because that's what we're here for the predictions. And we're here for our next match now. And this one, goodness me, I mean, literally, it's gambling time. Let's see how we are good with a deck of cards. The jokes only get worse, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we are talking the Casino Battle Royale next. Now, 21 competitors. We've got Christian Cage that will be involved in this. Pentagon, we've got the Varsity Blondes, we've got members of the Dark Order. This is going to be a who's who. And, of course, we've got a Joker. And I believe Paul White is going to be a special guest announcer as well for this match. So be interested to see his commentary skills on there, because I don't watch Dark Elevation. My thoughts with this initially is kind of slightly off the tangent. We usually see people given suits, don't we? And we see 5 people come to the ring every time a suit is called. Then we get the Joker at the end. But when we did the Casino Tag Team Battle Royale Revolution, it was done more of a Royal Rumble style. How would you like to see this? More as a Royal Rumble, or do you like the classic version that's done with Casino Battle Royale?
I think the Casino Battle Royale, the drawing cards thing and the suit, like you mentioned, I think that works well for them and for the theme of the night. So, that's AEW's little thing. Let them continue it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I think it worked for the tag teams, because I think it would be much of a cluster having 10 at the same time. It's different with the singles division. But quickly then, we won't spend so long on this one. Let's talk about the Joker. Do you see a surprise coming in?
It's very hard to say. I mean, there's obviously one name which is massive in Daniel Bryan, but I can't imagine Daniel Bryan coming in this match unless he's going to win it, get a one-off, highlight match with Kenny Omega, maybe not win that, and then he walks away and he's done his little AEW stint. That would be brilliant to see. But I can't imagine who the Joker is apart from that, to be completely honest. But I will go, unless it's someone from New Japan as well. Could be someone from New Japan. But I think Christian probably wins here. He's already teased that he wants the AEW title early when he came in. This could be him getting his match with Kenny at whatever the next pay-per-view is or TV special, and Kenny beats him. That's what I think.
I think that's a good shout there, and I'm going to go for Christian Cage to pick up the victory. The only way I don't see Cage winning this is if the Forbidden Door opens, and that is the Joker spot, because wouldn't it be great to see, and let's look at things, Andrade could be one that could come in for the one-off appearance there for Triple Mania. They hype up their match. They go, but what about Impact Wrestling? What a great opportunity for someone like Rich Swann to come in and say, do you know what, you took my title, I'm going to come and take your title. I think there's a great opportunity to really make this Casino Battle Royale a big talking point at the end of the show. But we mentioned there's a lot of lower card guys in there, like the Seidels, like the Varsity Blondes. For me, I can't look past Christian Cage. It feels like the safe bet going in. So just like you, Mekz, I think Cage is winning it. But any more thoughts on the Casino Battle Royale before we move on?
I actually think you might be bang on the money with someone from Impact, because we've seen a lack of Impact involvement with AEW despite their relationship when it comes to Dynamite on TV with TNT. This isn't on TV. This is on pay-per-view. There may be just a bit more leeway and someone from Impact does come over. So that's a good shout.
Yes, have to wait and see. And one person that could be an idea could be Sami Callihan from Renegade. Ryan, would you like to see Callihan?
I wouldn't mind it. He's another one that's called out the Impact champion Kenny Omega. I can't believe I'm saying that. But I wouldn't mind it. Anyone from Impact at this stage, I just think it's deserved because of this relationship they're doing.
Absolutely. And they could use it to their advantage as well. If that superstar doesn't win, the Good Brothers could be in attendance as well to try and make sure that Kenny Omega doesn't have to face those sort of people. So there is a thing that can actually benefit not just AEW, but Impact Wrestling at the same time. So that could be quite interesting. But another prediction here at Press 10 could be winning this from Renegade Ryan. Would you see that potentially as an outside option? That certainly would be a big surprise.
Yeah, it would be a big surprise. I think, he's recently lost the TNT Championship match. So I think it's a bit... putting him against Omega would be a bit, you don't want him to lose too much. You see what I mean? So, yeah, it would be nice though.
Would be nice indeed there. And just say, Jonesy's also mentioned the news about Adnan Verkund. Yeah, we have discussed it already, Jonesy, but thank you for letting us know. We really do appreciate it. We are into the last 10 minutes or so of the stream. So let's talk about the biggest matches on the card, starting with this one. The AEW World Championship, Kenny Omega defending against Orange Cassidy and Pac. I was shocked when Pac and Orange Cassidy were named as the top two contenders. They went to face each other. Of course, there was a bit of an accident. Cassidy was actually knocked out cold. They had to work on the fly. Kenny Omega making the jump in so that these two, neither of them won the match. And of course, it built then to this freeway match here at this show. I still want to say triple threat because that's just the way I was growing up, conditioned to say triple threat matches. But looking at this, I think this could be a lot of fun because there's no way I see Cassidy win it. There's no way I see Pac winning it. I'm going to make it short and sweet. Kenny Omega retains the championship, but I think they can do a lot of near falls here with Cassidy's entertaining style of how he is with that kind of lazy approach. Could be fun where he gets his moments and turns serious. Perhaps that could be fun to watch. Pac as well. I mean, I'll try and keep it clean and not say the B word, but him against Kenny, I've had one of the best matches in Dynamite history of their Iron Man match last year. I think this has got all the tools of being an incredible match, but I can't look past Kenny Omega. How about yourself?
You're correct. You're correct, Steve. There's no other way to put it. Omega's retaining. This is, just bang on crowd pleasing this match. They put Pac in here to relive that same match that you mentioned earlier against Omega. They put Cassidy in here because the crowds are coming back. He is a fan favorite. Obviously, we saw Pac and Cassidy have a brilliant match early AEW days as well. Really entertaining match between those two. This is exactly what they're doing here. Crowd pleasing, giving us everything we want. We get to see the Impact and AEW World Champion go up against, two great competitors and get a big win here and walk out looking strong. So, yeah, Omega to retain.
Omega to retain for me as well. Well, Renegade Ryan says he's got Pac winning this one. Just to say very quickly, if Pac was to do the unthinkable and pick up the victory, then I like Renegade actually going with a different prediction to us because it gives an interesting question. Would it make sense from an AEW booking standpoint if the belt collector was to lose the AEW Championship first? That continues to make AEW look the strongest brand, does it not?
I guess so, but at the same, I think it's too early in this belt collector story for him to lose at all to anybody. I still think he needs at least another championship before he can really call himself the belt collector sort of thing. And I think it's too early to see Omega lose, especially this isn't quite the level of name value of competitors I think he would lose to. So yeah.
I think that's a fair shout. I mean, for me personally, I think Hangman Page will be the one I want to see win it next. But I think we're still a good few months away from that. But like you say, New Japan's world champion, the Japanese vacated right now. NWA as well with Nick Aldis and Ring of Honor. Keep an eye out because you never know. Kenny Omega might start knocking on your door. But we say that we both think Omega, we've kept that one short and sweet. Should we go to then what I believe, if it's not the main event, it certainly could be one of the main events. Stadium Stampede, should we go there?
Yep.
Let's go there. We're just to get the graphic up there for everybody to see there. Of course, these two, of course, had the famous blood and guts match. They've been building up to this match for quite a while now with MJF, of course, for a long term, part of the Inner Circle, being thrown out of the Inner Circle, but actually turning on the Inner Circle, having his own stable. But of course, then the famous blood and guts match, we've had the infamous dive from Chris Jericho, which has led to people being on two different sides of the fence, whether they thought they looked good or looked really, really corny. But now we're building up then to one final match here, Stadium Stampede, the match you said you were looking forward to most, the match I'm most looking forward to as well because of the cinematic value and what they did last year. It was tremendous. How do you see it playing out?
I have no idea. Pinnacle have beaten them in the Blood and Guts match, which really and truly, this Stadium Stampede match should have happened before the Blood and Guts. Blood and Guts is more of like the blow off of the entire feud. And then Pinnacle could have won there. This is kind of more towards a comedy match. It's really, I think it's difficult, man. It's hard to see. Will Pinnacle beat them twice in these kind of high profile matches? And, obviously the added stipulation is if Pinnacle win, Inner Circle are no more.
That's
So are
true.
we seeing Inner Circle break up? Like, what do you think? I really don't know.
I'm torn on the fence because if you keep the feud going, and I do think they've rushed to get to this point for the last few weeks to now. I think they could have really dragged this out even to All Out later this year, in my opinion, if they wanted to. But one thing we need to keep note that with the things changing now, we're able to do more things, and of course, bands are going to start again. There has been a word on Twitter that Fozzy could be touring again in the near future. Is Chris Jericho going to take a break? Because that would be the way to write him off if the Inner Circle break up and then they've all got to go in their own separate ways. Perhaps Sammy Guevara goes after the Pinnacle himself, or in some different fashion or format, Proud and Powerful go for the tag titles. It's hard to know how they would do it. But of course, you'd want to see the babyfaces get their win back as well. And that way, Jericho, they don't break. He takes a break off TV, but the Inner Circle pick up the W. It's interesting to see how it's going to play out. Like you said, it could go either way. One thing is for sure, though, like we said, the cinematic match, and DWE goes on to say this, I wonder how they're going to do it with a full crowd. Surely they don't want everyone to watch the pay-per-view on a Titantron. I totally agree with that point, but of course, Blood and Guts, it was a one-match show. Everyone watched the first hour on a Tron. So would they I guess they would do the same thing here on pay-per-view with this match, because you can't really do it live, can you?
I think, with you saying that this might be the main event, I would, and I don't know the safety aspects around this, but I would look forward to maybe them emptying the crowd out before, maybe after the Kenny match, and then everyone empties out into, the stadium and whatever. They called it off, of course, so the wrestlers have space to do their thing. And yeah, the live crowd just becomes part of moving around the stadium, up where the bar is, in the back area, changing rooms, wherever. And they do something like that. I think that would be kind of unprecedented as to how things are done in wrestling and could be really good. I've made up my mind. I'm going with Inner Circle. I think Inner Circle could very much get the win here, move away from Pinnacle, and the likes of Jericho can still go off and do his thing. And like you just said, Sammy might then get involved in something with MJF. The tag teams might entangle, but Inner Circle as a unit don't have to come out as a unit every week on TV. I'm going with Inner Circle.
I like it. And the thing is, because you swayed that way, I was leaning towards the Pinnacle, but I feel the babyfaces need that win back, especially after Bubbly Mania. We saw the hose down as well the other week. They want their revenge, don't they? Chris Jericho, not 100%. Maybe they reveal that 100%. And I've got to say, I love your idea of the way of transitioning fans from one to the other. They play a big video package. Maybe they can get people there in a quick time. I'm not sure how it's going to go through, but we've got a couple of comments coming through, and Renegade saying about the transition of fans into the stadium. Like, your idea would be fantastic to see. And West Coast Pub as well says the Fozzy Tour has 4 dates in the summer, then a full tour through the fall. So that means that actually that would clean Inner Circle to still continue, I'd imagine, as a faction into the summer, and Jericho would take his break perhaps maybe September time after All Out. So perhaps this story isn't entirely finished at this point. So would that strengthen your idea then perhaps of the Inner Circle winning?
I think it's just casting more doubt, to be honest. But no, I'm 100% going to stick with Inner Circle. Like you said, they need their win back. Jericho took that massive bump off the top of the cell. They and Inner Circle lost their last Stadium Stampede match. So let's give them a win this time round.
Absolutely, indeed. I'm with you as well. So that's our predictions for you there, but we're going to go with the last couple of comments before we leave the stream, because Mekz, you're about to go live yourself. So I want everyone to come from this channel over to WrestleManiac UK. I want you to do that straight after this and go and check out the live stream there for Mekz. And as well, it says, put Mike Tyson in as Chris Jericho's replacement. Mike Tyson on pay-per-view for the Inner Circle. I'd like to see it. That would be a lot of fun. How do you feel about that quickly before we head off?
That would be fun. He did say he's an honorary member. So if you get Jericho not in there, or Jericho playing cheerleader while Mike Tyson's in there, giving a few punches and stuff like that, I'd be into that 100%.
Absolutely, that would be a lot of fun there. I think that would definitely be a big newsworthy as well. That'd be great for AEW's publicity. And DWA is saying that this would be cool if it did what Mekz said, literally fighting and integrated into the crowd, and they just have fights within Daily's pace. Yeah, it would be a lot of fun. It'd be chaos. That's pretty much what we're discussing. Chaos from start to finish. But that is AEW's predictions there for Double or Nothing. Mekz, thank you so much for coming on the stream today. Really pleased having you on here, and it's been great to discuss AEW. Just tell everyone about your channel very quickly and tell them where to head right now to follow your live stream.
Yes, WrestleManiac UK. We are doing this week's Wrestle Extra. It is a 1 hour show live stream on all things that happen in the week. Black wrestling. We are talking about Velveteen Dream and everything that's happened around him, the comments he's released. We are talking about the New Day and how each member is being booked recently. And we are looking more into Anthony Ogogo and the other black acts that are going to feature on AEW Dynamite, AEW Double or Nothing this weekend. So yeah, come and join us.
Sounds fantastic. I look forward to being in the chat room on that stream. I hope you will come and join us as well. Mekz, thank you very much for coming on. And you've been watching AEW's predictions here on SCW. Please like, share, and subscribe. And make sure as well to join tomorrow. We'll be live tomorrow night, 11:30 p.m. UK time for the live Q&A. Be joined by Anthony, Rated R for Wrestling. So all the best. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And Mekz will see you all in about, just under 10 minutes time. Take care. Have a great day.